Purpose. No one can create your purpose for you. No one can tell you who to be. So in purpose, you have to create your own purpose. And in evolution, you have to evolve towards that purpose. It's easier to live when you have goals to meet. You understand? If you have goals to meet, then you don't feel so voided, and you understand why every day you're looking at this person in the mirror, because that is the cool part about the game. You get to be anybody you want to be.
All right, welcome. Y'all tuned into the Power of Ownership podcast, man. I got my special guest, my brother here, Donovan Roberts.
Sir.
I'm gonna let you introduce, since you're a guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them where they can find you. Tell them what you do, so on and so forth.
Yes, sir. So I'm happy to be here, man. Brandon, I appreciate you just having me on tonight, and so we could really chop it up on home ownership and real estate. As you mentioned, my name is Donovan Roberts. I'm a real estate professional. I have experience with being a real estate agent on the more traditional sales side, as well as like short-term rentals, home flipping. It's really been a family business for the past like 50 years. I'm currently the team lead at Roberts Legacy Group with Berkshire Hathaway. It's a mother-son team, and we operate in the Houston and surrounding areas. And we do all forms of real estate, whether that's rentals, buying, selling, apartments, townhouses, homes, land. We have such a widespread of experience that really we can pretty much help anybody and everybody that comes our way. So you guys can find me on the Donovan Roberts on Instagram. You can also Google the Roberts Legacy Group as well. You can see us on there. We have, of course, our HAR, for y'all that are not familiar, Houston Association of Realtor pages, for y'all to come see what listings we got and the businesses that we do and kind of what we can deliver to you guys as our value proposition. So,
gotcha. So yeah, mother and son. So you 50 years y'all been doing real estate?
Yeah, so it's a family business. So my grandfather is actually the one that started everything off. He's originally from North Carolina. Went to Tuskegee. He was in the Army. He got drafted to the Army and was shipped off to Alaska. And so, he told my grandmother, hey, we're going to be here for 3 to 5 for me to be in my military. And we're going to head back down to the lower 48. By the way, I'm originally from Alaska. So when I say lower 48, I'm talking about all the other states outside of Alaska and Hawaii.
Right.
And so initially it was supposed to be just a 3 to 5 year little, military, get their money and go back down to the South. But my grandfather, he really realized that, it was a lot of opportunity. It was super undeveloped. It was, land was going for cheap. Being able to build was going, super cheap. And so he pretty much just started, I don't want to say a real estate empire, but he had a very decent portfolio up there. He built apartment complexes up there. That land, he owned like service stations, gas stations, and eventually they bought even land back down where they were originally from, North Carolina and Virginia. And so definitely, pretty much my grandfather taught everything my mother knows, and then my mother pretty much taught me everything that she knows. And so it's just been a multi-generational business endeavor when it comes to real estate.
Gotcha. Damn, that's pretty. So, how did you land in Texas? Like, all right, so North Carolina, Alaska.
Yeah, so my grandfather, he was in the Army. They pretty much started their entire family up there. So all my aunts, my mom, everybody is born in Alaska. So, and then my father, he was in the military too and got shipped off to Alaska. He's in the Army as well. So that's how he met my mother, and that's how I'm from Alaska. My mother, outside of real estate, she was in the oil industry as well. And for those people that don't know, there's a massive pipeline, literally and figuratively, between Alaska and Texas with oil. Right. And so, like, even growing up in Alaska, when I would get new kids in my class, 9 times out of 10 they were from Texas. My dad's in the oil industry, and he got shipped up here to work. And so I just had the flip flop happen where, you know, my mom got positioned down here in Texas. And so we ended up moving down here to Texas and really been here ever since. We've been here since 2007. So almost
Yeah.
going on almost 20 years now.
Yeah, you sound like me. I came originally in 2005, left in like 10. No, left in 8, came back in 10, and I've been here ever since as well. Like it's hard to leave Texas. I mean, it's the cost of living, and you know, it's just the weather and everything else like that. Let me go ahead and get my introduction out of the way, and let's go ahead and get the show started without further ado. All right, so again, most people know me. My name is Brandon B. Dixon. If this is your first time, my NMLS is 1541210. It's at Being That Loan Officer on all social media. Also, my YouTube beat. Please like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. It's at Being That Loan Officer. You go to my website, www.applywithb.com, if you want to book me for a consultation or if you want to apply for a mortgage. Again, you can call me 24/7. My number is 832-775-8357. As long as it's about business, I'm willing to talk mortgages. Last but not least, you got my website, www.brandonbdixon. Don't forget I'm a licensed realtor as well. So if you want to lease, list, I can help you with all of that, the full diaspora. One other thing, we love Frenchies.com. Don't forget I have my other business. I do breed exotic Frenchies. We love Frenchies.com. It's coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. If this is your first time watching the show, the Power of Ownership Podcast, we not only talk about real estate, we talk about business ownership, and also we just talk about taking it further, ownership of the mind, body, and soul, taking ownership of yourself and your life in order to create what you want to see, you know, the life that you want to live. So we take it a step further, you know, so we review clips, some of the latest and hottest clips, and we give our natural reaction to it. We're probably going to go through 3 or 4 real quick today. Check them out and just give our opinions on on it and review it. I got one. Let's go ahead for this first one. I don't think it was in the one that I sent you. You know,
You good.
This is a raw reaction. This one I just seen, like, I think this was yesterday. So I like, man, I got to put this one in there. So let's go ahead and do this one first because I see this was the latest in my thread. So let's go ahead and do this one first, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll react to something else here. Give me 1 second to set up the screen. All right, can you see the screen?
It's loading. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and run it.
Miami effect, but everyone's a faker to me until proven otherwise. I interviewed a guy today that told me, oh, I have an interest in working for your company. I want to work in the sales team. And I said, okay, so what are you doing for work right now? Because I have my team screen these candidates out and then I meet with them and I try to know nothing about them and just hire them based on feel, personality, charisma, tonality, the questions they ask, stuff like that. So I don't want to know anything about them. I just want my team to screen them, place them in front of me so I don't have any judgments. This guy tells me he has 3 landscaping companies. They're all automated. They're all printing tons of cash. And here he is sitting down at a job that the top level he can make is like maybe 125, 150 a year. So I said, hey, instead of coming in and making, you know, best case scenario, 150K a year at this job, why don't you just stay at your company, like not like the company you worked at, but like the one that you own, and work on the marketing and scale it up and you'll make way more than that. And he's like, no, it's automated and everything like that. And, you know, we're doing really well. And then I don't know where I got the nerve to do this, but I just fucking hate fakers because I work my fucking ass off. I don't flash any of the shit that I have. And these guys have nothing in do, and it just pisses me off because they try to fast track something that you can't fast track. I literally just looked at him and said, open up your bank account. Got all flustered, of course. And he said, why would I open up my bank account? And I said, I want you to prove to me that you're not full of shit, and then maybe I'll have some respect for you and think about bringing you onto my company. So he started saying, oh, I don't really feel that's appropriate, blah, blah, blah. Then I wanted to really test that he was a piece of shit. And I said, cool, man, how about this? You open up your bank account and show me the $300,000 that you just told me is in it, and I'll deliver you an Apple Pay for $2,000 right now. Literally typed out his phone number in my phone, put the $2,000 Apple Pay in there, and said, you show me, and I sent. You'd be making Kim Kardashian money, $2,000 in 30 seconds. Pretty good rate per hour. You know what he did? Instead of showing me the bank account and proving that he has what he has, called me a piece of shit and walked out. I'm putting up Michael Jordan numbers on spotting these fakers. It's fucking great. Maybe it's the Miami effect.
All right. So you want to go take a stab at it first?
Yeah,
You want me to
yeah.
do
I
it?
mean, no. I mean, I could definitely chime in on this one. I mean, I think that he definitely has a valid point, as far as, the current MO. I feel like just with society and with social media and just, you know, just the overall fast tracking this. We're in a society today where you can buy followers. You know what I mean? We're in a
Right.
society where you can, you know, AI stuff. People aren't even writing emails no more. People aren't even writing essays no more. People aren't even writing, you know, anything anymore because there's AI. There's just tons of different ways that we have developed our lives to become more convenient. But I think that it's a double-edged sword, and you start seeing situations like with what we just saw, where you're having individuals trying to fake it till they make it to a level where it's not even making sense. Like, you got three automated companies and you're applying for a job for what? They're printing
Mhm.
off money and you're trying out for this job for what? And like you said, man, it's like the max he could have made was $120,000, but he just told him he had $300,000. I have 300K in the bank. Why am I applying for a job that's
Right.
gonna not even make me half of that over a year?
Right.
And it sounded like, too, in that situation, he's like, best case, I'm assuming it's some type of commission based. You actually gotta show the business to actually even get that 125, 150, man. So, I mean,
Mhm.
I definitely think it's valid, man. I think it's a lesson to be learned, especially, you know, with how society is today. And I think what a lot of people also forget is that people appreciate honesty way more than lying about, oh, here's my money, here's my car, here's this, here's that.
Mhm.
If you could just come man to man, woman to woman, woman to man, and say, hey, this is where I'm at right now. Like,
Mhm.
here are all my cards, to actually truly get help. Because the thing is, it's like, if you try to go in and cap on what you have, what you're doing, the level of advice that you're going to get is not matched up to where you actually are in life. So you're
Right.
going to be around people and getting advice about things that's really non-applicable to where you're at in life. It's not going to be in the same frequency. And I feel like people, like dude in the video, can sense that immediately. Oh, I'm talking to him about X, Y, and Z, but he's not saying the things. He's not saying the things that somebody in that position would say
Right.
typically.
Right.
So yeah, that's my take on that one.
Right. I have mixed feelings on this one. Was he kind of right? I mean, yeah, you kind of could interview and do what you want for your company as far as how you
Right.
want to screen employees. Let me just tell this with most people. Most people don't understand. Like, most companies want employees. If you have some entrepreneurial thing that we talk about on the Power of Ownership podcast, if you got
Mhm.
other stuff going on, you might want to keep that to yourself if you're trying to get a W-2.
Right. Right.
Because it doesn't mix well, like oil and water.
Right.
They don't want to hear that you have, and it's crazy. That's crazy. You would think that people would want to hear, hey, I got some get up and go. I got multiple things I got going on, but most people want you laser focused on building their dreams and building their company up. They don't want to hear
Right.
about you have other focuses. It's a deterrent for some reason.
Mhm.
It's counterintuitive, but it is what it is. Um, because I give you an example. I kind of think it's kind of harsh because you never know. Well, let me say this first. Let me say the thing I wouldn't like. I wouldn't cap about it. I wouldn't lie about it. Be honest.
Right.
Let them know your intentions. Off the get go. Don't try
Mhm.
to cap about it. I'm so high. That's so high. People can
Exactly.
call you bluff. What I
Right.
would say, I give you an example. Last year, I invested my time into a pet land, but that's because I was trying to acquire the business. I'm trying to get into that business. So yeah,
Right.
I managed the pet land with hopes of under the impression that he was going to sell it to me.
Right.
Once he gets out of the business, he wind up selling to somebody else, but that's a different story. But
Mhm.
I built up my real estate business for 10 years. However, I see the writing on the walls in the next 5 years, and we're going to talk about this, that
Right.
business is going to be changed. So I'm looking at acquiring and buying other businesses. So the
Right.
best way to get into something is to learn how to do it, learn how to run it before you acquire.
Yeah.
So you never know somebody's intentions. Like you might want to get into it to learn. Like you might want to run a Starbucks before you invest in a Starbucks franchise.
Right.
You got to be clear about that. And most people won't
Yeah.
hire you. It's a conundrum. Like most people won't hire you because they know you got greater goals. They want you at a lower level, which is crazy. You want somebody with some gumption, but that's just what it is. But I'm mixed about it. Like it's kind of harsh, but at the same time, you kind of stuck your foot in your mouth. I want to be telling people how much is my bank account.
Right. Right. And I mean, yeah, I think too, like you're saying, like I think that he had some golden nuggets in what he had to say. Do I think that his approach was appropriate for a job interview? No. I think that regardless if he had $300,000 in his bank account or not, I'm not taking out my bank account at a job interview, regardless. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that was inappropriate.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think that there was some inappropriateness there and things that he could have went about differently. But I also think that there is always some lesson to learn on both ends for both gentlemen. You know what I mean? So
you could have just say, "Hey, I'm looking to pivot." I mean, I get it. If you're getting the salary $150,000, that pays, and that makes sense. Like if you're getting a nice salary, 6 figures, that pays the bill, and everything else I'm getting is
automated.
I can automate and invest. This is what this is. Gone are the days like my grandfather and parents as well. Even my grandfather. I think my parents. We have to have multiple streams of income.
Right.
That's just what this is in 2026. So $100,000 isn't $100,000 it was in the 80s or 90s. That's
Dude,
like
even 10 years ago, 2015.
Even 10 years ago. $50,000, you can't afford a house nowadays. Like that used to be that used to be affordability. I could get you in a house, 5 years ago.
Right.
So that's gone. So you gotta have multiple streams of income. 100,000 ain't gonna cut it. Because think about it. What about retirement? All right, I can live off of XYZ, but what about saving for retirement? So I think he had a point as far as the interviewer. Hey, I want to do multiple stuff, but he went about it wrong. Don't go in there capping.
Yeah. And then also too, it's just like if the 3 automated businesses you have is not like I'm assuming based off of how Buddy was talking, like he didn't own a landscaping company. He owns it's probably something in a completely different industry. So it's like you're coming to the table not only saying you have 3 automated businesses, but 3 automated businesses that aren't even relevant to the job that you're applying for. There's no way you could really twist that around and say, but I'm doing this so I can better, be a better employee, or I have this experience here to, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like if you are gonna bring that out, at least try to make it in a way where it's like transferable skills or something that could assist you in landing that job.
Well, you can, but a lot of people don't see it. Let's say, for example, as a business owner, it shows responsibility, it shows creativity, it shows ingenuity, it shows a set of responsibility that most people can't do. So you can transfer those skills. If you automate it, that means you have some tech knowledge. So so there are transferable skills, but most people just see it's ego. I think the employer, the interviewer had a lot of ego. So he didn't he blocked him and didn't give him a chance. So he would say, he wanted to bump chess.
Yeah, he wanted to measure some things. You know what I'm saying?
So he probably would have been a stellar employee because he got a lot of attributes if that was the case. So, but I think he just went about it the wrong way. But you never know how the interviewer would. He probably went in there capping and big dogging. That ain't the way. If you were in there humble, this is what I got. This is where I'm at. This is what I want to do. And be honest, you probably would have came out with a different result.
Right. I mean that's facts, and also too for the interviewer to be that level of upset, it kind of leaves you wondering, like, what about this guy saying what he had and doing what he did is triggering you that bad, where you're like, 1, show me your bank account. 2, I'm gonna send you 2 racks if you can prove it.
Right.
Like
Sounds like a bunch of ego to me.
facts.
You know, sounds like a huge ego. The egos got out of control, and you know, who knows? I wasn't there, so I can't really judge. But based on they probably just bumped heads and there was some macho stuff going on. So
Right.
you know, it is what it is, man. Let's go to this next one here. This is one that I did give you to review. So you know, I like to line them up and kind of create a theme here. So let's go ahead and run this next one.
In 5 years. First, retail. Physical stores are dying faster than anybody predicted. AI-powered personalization, virtual try-ons, and same-day delivery are making brick and mortar obsolete. The retailers who survive, they won't be the ones with the best locations. They're going to be the ones who integrated technology before they really had to. Second, transportation. Self-driving vehicles aren't coming. They're already here. Truck drivers, delivery drivers, taxi services, all being automated. The transportation jobs that employed millions are being compressed into software. The drivers who survive are going to be the ones who are managing fleets of autonomous vehicles, not driving them. Third, real estate, virtual tours, AI valuations, and blockchain transactions. They are eliminating the middleman. Real estate agents who survive, they're not going to be the ones who are showing houses. They're going to be the ones who are providing strategic advisory that algorithms can't replicate. And here's what most people don't understand about industry disruption. Fourth, legal services. AI can draft contracts, review documents, and analyze case law faster than any lawyer. The legal professionals who survive, they're going to be the ones who shift from doing the research to interpreting the results and providing strategic counsel. Fifth, manufacturing. 3D printing and AI-driven automation are making traditional factories obsolete. The manufacturing jobs that built the middle class, they're disappearing. The workers who survive are going to be the ones who are operating the machines, not being replaced by them. This isn't a prediction. This is already happening. The World Economic Forum predicts that 83 million jobs are going to vanish in the next 2 years. White-collar careers, law, accounting, finance, marketing, they are being automated faster than factory lines ever were. The question is not whether these industries will change. The question is whether you'll be ready when they do. Will you adapt or be replaced? If you guys want daily practices to stay ahead of the industry disruption and build skills that can't be automated, this is what Be Better is built for. Comment the word.
Yeah, the boys always have to put their little spin at the end.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead chime in on that first?
No, go ahead. I went first last song. I'm interested to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, that's why I juxtapose that with the previous clip. You know, to kind of show like, hey, I think he was a little bit harsh and a little bit, you know, egotistical because some businesses are getting automated and some are you don't have to spend as much time as you did 10 years ago in the business. So you have time for everything else. And I feel that because with this business, since AI took over, I don't have to make 100 calls like I used to do 5 years ago. I don't have to sit there on the phone all day. I can if I want to, if I just want to field the post, but I got a bot that does my calls and I just have to check my calendar now. So what took 40 hours and is now taking 5 hours, you know, a week, you know, so I got time for a lot more things. A lot of people don't understand that. And I think it's going to get even worse. I think not worse, but better because it's progress. I don't know if you've seen this week, the guy totally had Chat GPT sell his house in 5 days without a realtor.
I did not see that. I did not see that.
Yeah, that happened this week. So
it's crazy.
So it's coming. I think in our industry, they said the top 5 it was number 3. So our industry, real estate, is going to be different by 2030. It's coming. Our company Nexa, we just released Beverly. I'm one of the guinea pigs where it does everything for you. The officer part is gone, of the loan officer. It does everything for you. It has all the guidelines. It integrates all the bank statements. It does everything for you. Pull the credit, does everything. So it's coming to where it's going to be who has the biggest digital footprint.
Right.
who's able to bring in more customers, who has the eyeballs on them. So I am now looking, like I said, I'm going to acquire businesses that, right now that have a little bit longevity, because this won't be around, like I said, as when I retire. I'm going to try to get my footprint big as well. But at the same time, I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not going to wait till the end. All right, damn, man. You got to start now. You got to get into stuff that's kind of bulletproof, and you got to be forward thinking about it. So yeah, a lot of stuff is going to be gone. Law stuff, a lot of stuff that needed knowledge, a person's knowledge, is now gone.
Sorry, I got baby girl on the thing. Can you go back to your room, please? Thank you.
So
sorry about that.
Yeah. He's probably like, what's going on? Yeah. But I'll go ahead and yield the floor on that one. But what do you think on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think everything that he's saying is valid, man. I think it's kind of crazy that was the next video, because literally I was just talking about how you could fake it till you make it. You could AI this, AI that, AI everything, and even with AI, sometimes causing there to be what I would like to say a brain drain on critical thinking, a brain drain on your ability to solve problems as an individual. At the flip side, on a bigger picture, it's gonna do what it's gonna do, and it's kind of like either get with it or get lost. I feel like for a lot of the industries, it's crazy too. I saw an article the other day where it's like you're seeing a lot lower amount of people investing in like software companies now, Silicon Valley, all those type of companies now, because they're like, literally the stuff y'all are pitching in 3 to 5 AI is probably gonna be able to do that.
Right.
And so before, it's like, with software and technology, oh, that's the future, let's do it. But now you're seeing a shift from it being manpower to machine powered. And so it's interesting, it's scary, it's cool, it's progressive, it's where the future is headed. I'm curious to see at what point, if there's going to be a tipping point where it's like people are like, okay, let's slow it down, because it's like now robots are like AI, artificial intelligence, everything. There's nothing left with human touch in it. You know what I mean? And the other thing that I'm aware of too is that AI is currently getting to a point where it's self-learning. Like there's no need for human input anymore.
Right.
It's just learning from its interactions and literally evolving on its own. It's its own self-run organism. You know what I mean? And so it's definitely crazy times. It's an amazing time too, though, to be able to, like you said, have bots call people, be able to do marketing campaigns in a split second, to be able to do all these different things just with a prompt. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think what he says is valid, especially with real estate too, man. That being, like you said, it's going to be more about now people interpreting what these machines are saying versus us now having to create those interpretations ourselves. And so when you're looking at trying to position yourself as an expert in the industry, that value prop is going to be a lot different than what it used to be. Well, oh, I can go and open doors. I got this, the more traditional realtor is going to be washed out, and it's going to be ironically, in my thoughts, it's going to put realtors in a position where it's going to force you to have to get back that critical thinking skill, get back that intellectual, how can I decode what this machine is telling my clients to do? And so ironically, as we get more lazy because of AI, at the same time, if you want to be a top dog when that wave comes, you're going to have to flip the switch and be able to sit there and really break things down for clients. And, it's going to be interesting. I think a lot of people with AI, their attention spans are getting shorter. their ability to actually critically think and solve issues without AI assistance is getting shorter. Even sending emails, texts, just regular things. Let me put that in chat. Let me put that in this AI. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting for sure.
It depends. Like I said, this is an interesting discussion because I have a flip side on that. It depends. Just like Instagram, you could use it to debt scroll, to brain rot scroll, or you could use it to build a business and make $1 million.
That's true.
You know, so it just depends on how you use it. My thing is, I think AI will allow you to do more things at a high level.
Right.
This is what I think. I think it enables me to do more things because the time that I'm spending doing these. All right, I got to think about this. Let me, you know, just like the typewriter back in there. Back in the day, you have to type a letter. You know, make sure it's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, erase whiteout stuff. They had the whiteout type right. You had to go in there.
Yeah.
Then you had emails, and then you had self-correcting emails. So it just allowed the stuff to move faster.
Right.
Can it rot you out? Can it brain rot you out? Yeah, but if you use it, it actually makes you smarter because all right, now I could do this, and this. You know, so I know. You know, so I'm compounding stuff. So you know, so I think.
I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I mean,
I give you an example. I could currently I'm writing a book, finishing my book off. I could edit it. I don't have to have a proofreader. I don't have to proofread it myself. I can just throw it in AI chat and they'll tell me all the grammar stuff. Before I used to have to go back and do all of that stuff. Right. You know, so now I could write. It gives me time to write this book. I could do my daily blogs. I could do my podcast. I could, you know, I don't have to write my vlogs. I don't have to come up with. I can come up with 1 or 2 ideas. Hey, write the vlog about this, and then I could. The chat will write the script for me, and my AI clone will put my face and my voice on there, so I don't have to shoot it anymore. I used to have to get the lighting right, 1 or 2 takes. Oh, I messed up this word, so it allows me to do more things.
Yeah, so, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, but if you use it right, I think it's going to be just like everything else. Where back in the days, I give you an example. My grandmother used to have to go pay bills. She used to allot a day out the week to go pay bills. She used to have to stand in line at the power company. Then she'll go here to pay this bill, the furniture bill. Then she'll go here and pay this. That took like a good part of a day. Now I could have everything automated. I don't have to worry about paying bills. I can take that day and do something else.
Right. Here's my take on this, Brandon. Right. So, first and foremost, are we going to sit here and equate productivity to increase intelligence as an individual? Just because you have the capability to do more things does not necessarily mean that it's a smarter or more intelligent way, or that it's increasing our individual intelligence by being able to leverage these machines. Second off, because these things are becoming as prominent as they're becoming, they are becoming an infrastructural part of our day-to-day lives, right? And let's get a little political here, right? When it comes to the current state of politics, if that's all right. Is that all right on the pod?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say this, because of the reliance on technology is going to become, and it already has, but it's going to continually increase and becoming a way to level the playing field when it comes to the powers that be on a global political stage, if that makes sense. And so instead of sending bombs here, there, and the next one, how can we destabilize a society by getting them off the grid? How can we destabilize them so they don't have any more internet, any more this, any more that? And then you're left with people that have been reliant on AI so much that if stuff hits the fan in that way, we have a bunch of people that don't know how to do anything. And it's one thing. Hold on, it's one thing to innovate it to the point, like for instance with phones, or like what you're saying, typewriter, typing up things. despite those innovations, it still requires critical thinking to input. You know, I'm still creating that paper, even though it's a quicker mechanism. I can press backspace. I have to white out. There's still a critical thinking component. But with AI, I think it removes that critical thinking component to a potential place where you're dealing with people that don't have that ability. I'm sure if you we went to the local high school and gave a bunch of teenagers a map, said, do not use your phone, do not do your GPS, get to San Antonio and back, 99% of them probably couldn't do it.
Right.
And I feel like that may be a very similar trend with AI, but even in a more radical degree, possibly.
Right. I think we're already there. Aren't we already there? How many people you would know right there that's in my age bracket, your age bracket, or lower that knows how to, start a fire from scratch, that knows how to read a key map, that knows how to.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, but for me,
Right.
I personally don't think that's necessarily a good thing.
Right. But
and it
we're
doesn't make
already
us
there.
smarter.
Right. We're already there, though. We're already to the point where it's dependent on technology. So
yeah.
So like mine, most people don't know how to boil pasta, like without instruction.
But that's a problem now.
How many people know how to go and hunt a goat and kill it from scratch? Like,
okay, let me just say this. Me personally, I can do that because if the grocery, because the thing is, here's the thing. If the power grid drops, I know Texas is on its own power grid, but if the power grid drops on a nationwide scale, infrastructurally, we are doomed because you got grocery stores that no longer can operate. Our water plants that clean our water that we drink every day are no longer operative. You got hospitals that no longer can function. There's just things that I don't know. I mean, I love the ability to leverage ourselves and to do more, but I also think that we should still keep some level of critical.
Primal. I think it's going to be survival of the fittest. The survivalist. I don't think you have to be extreme on either end. I think you can embrace the technology and still have your basic survival things if you take the time to lot those. I think it's all on the and then to answer what you said earlier, the new typing out is prompting. Now you just have to know the intellectual input is the prompting. So it's me that's all right. I want a campaign. I give you an example. I'm about to sneak peek on my ape for those that's watching live. And don't forget to like the video. Please comment. We'll read it live as well. So please don't forget to like the video. Give us a thumbs up and stuff like that. That helps us in the algorithm. But I give you an example. Like I created this term polypreneurism and multipreneurism. So I created the term and I put it in chat to, hey, write me out a campaign, an ape, my vlog, which is my daily vlog on tomorrow, explaining it and blah, blah, blah. And kind of, so I still put the creative input, but I didn't take the time to sit there and write the script and film it and stuff like that. So it took me, so it made me more productive, but it still needs that creative mind. I get what you're saying. If you're a 75 IQ, you're 70 IQ, it might make you dumber.
Right.
I get you.
And then also too, if we're talking about how it could elevate you, right? I personally have seen like articles on LinkedIn and stuff like that where it's like now because there's so much reliance on AI, everybody is using AI. And so now it's like everybody's writing as if they're, this scholar. Everybody's campaigns are if they're the best marketing campaign person there ever was. And so it's just like if the total floor is now moving higher because everyone has access to this, how can we as owners make sure that we are further leveraging ourselves with tools that everyone else has access to and is actively using?
Well, I think it's on the individual. Like I said, don't forget that Oprah and Elon Musk have the same 24 hours that we do. It's all on how we use it. So now there's speech classes that I could take to make myself more articulate. Now I got time for that. I got writing classes that I can help to help me with writing. Artificial intelligence can help me with that because I do see myself getting lazy. I'm very a stickler on grammar, but when you put it in the AI, you don't have to be. So I just type it out real quick, or I say it, and I let AI. So that is getting lazy as far as my grammar,
Right.
But the polished product is getting better and better and better, and you're getting more frequent. So you have to go back, and just like anything else, is like you got to go back and still challenge yourself for that personal development.
Yeah. And I think that because I think you're right. I mean, I think my biggest thing at the root of it is just making sure that personal development is still there despite the tools that we have.
Right.
And like you said, man, that's going to be down to the individual. And I just feel like from a societal standpoint, we are moving further and further and further away from that emphasis on personal development outside of the tools that we have, So I just feel like it can be a slippery slope, and I think more people should invest in that.
Gotcha. I mean, that's the thing. They have a lot of tools now. How many people invest in the tools that we have now? We didn't have YouTube where I could learn about anything.
Right.
24/7, 15 years ago, 16 years ago.
Right.
So how many people take advantage of those tools? Some people make it all, some people don't. So let's go ahead and run this next one, because this one kind of piggybacks this the previous one. So it kind of drills it more to our industry. So let's go ahead and run this. I know we're gonna probably run one or two more. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. It's loading.
US makes a fortune by 3D printing entire houses, and it's a game changer. They use a $15,000 machine that extrudes concrete layer by layer, forming the foundation and all load-bearing walls directly on site. Months of labor are finished in under a week with a small supervising crew. The walls are printed hollow, allowing for steel reinforcements to be placed and insulation added later, making the structure stronger and more energy efficient than normal brick or block. Independent tests show these walls excel in strength, fire resistance, and durability. One of their projects, a nearly 2,000 square foot home, required less than $6,000 in wall printing materials, compared to $200,000 for a normal build, because the machine eliminates processes like framing, formwork, and most manual labor. Construction companies using this system deliver homes faster, serve more clients, while making $70,000 profit per project. Science fiction turned into a reality with this invention, making speed, reliability, and efficiency a real competitive advantage in housing. If you want a list of the best 30 business ideas to start now, comment the word idea. Did you know that?
Is it me first or you first?
I think it's me first this time.
Gotcha.
I think you went first last time. Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like that right there is just, it's just, bound to happen given where everything is going. I think it's dope. I think it's amazing. Especially, with the current limited workforce based off of new things that have happened in our country, at least. You're not seeing that the same level of workforce that you have with when it comes to building homes. So I think that there's going to be a lot of pivoting in the direction of where this video is going, where you're having machines to be able to literally 3D print homes. You know what I mean? And so I think that is dope. I think that there's a place for it. Do I personally feel like that in our lifetime all homes would be replaced by something like this? Probably not. But maybe in the next 200, 150, 200 years, sure, why not? I think part of the delay in that is just the want for potential humanness or the human touch on the designs. Because I personally, in my own work of business with my clients, I've even heard like some of the younger generation like not wanting the new built homes anymore, because it's like, oh, these homes are too cookie cutter, these homes are just too generic, and so I don't know how in depth a 3D printer could get, but I have been seeing a massive change in the younger generation wanting to get into older homes, wanting to get into that 1970, 1960 original floors, very unique, whatever. The kitchen got checkerboard floors in it. They're wanting to break away from that mold that we've been seeing the Perry homes, the KB homes, the big dog homemakers pushing, the generic white countertops with the, white out or, grayed out, very neutral, very safe. Seeing a lot more quirkiness and a lot more flair when it comes to the younger generation and kind of what they're wanting to live in. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Right. Don't forget I always forget where my like the video. Here we go. Don't forget to like the video. Please subscribe and follow as well. And then also, please, if you got any questions, please let us know. We'll read it live here. I think I guess if to be more specific, will it replace all of the houses in our lifetime? No, but will it be in our lifetime the new standard? I think so.
The standard.
I think it's going to be the standard.
The standard.
I think it's going to replace the old way of a guy, hitting it with hammers. I think that's going to be gone within our lifetime. I think, don't forget that technology is slow to adapt, but once it does adapt, boom, it takes off. Because all it takes is one or two CEOs to say, hey, look how much I saved off my bottom line. And everybody's a copycat nation. It's like with the Super Bowl. A guy wins, a franchise wins the Super Bowl, then everybody I want a young coach too. I want,
right.
So everybody kind of cookie cutter. So it just takes one
to really pop up,
to really boom out, and then everybody else is going to follow. I think it's primed to do that because right now we have an affordability crisis. We have
we sure do.
A society that's not having as many kids.
Nope.
So most people are solo, so we don't need a bigger footprint. So I think, and people are not staying in houses till they die anymore. They're moving around a lot. So you don't need a house that's going to be built to last for 50 years. You're probably going to need something that's stable, like you said, fire resistant. Actually, they've made some innovations on it, so it's actually going to be better than the older house. Yeah, so I think it's coming to where it's going to be better. It's going to be cheaper. Don't forget that as technology increases, it makes certain things that's a deflationary, and I think this is one of them. Yeah. I think this is going to become deflated because now I could cut out the labor. I can get a computer now. It switches. I just need the oversighters to look at to make sure everything's good, and I need the people that can work on the machines when they come down. So it's going to switch.
Yeah. No,
but it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be cheaper for people. It's going to be more affordable. They're going to be able to get more house, and it's going to be a better design. I think it's coming. I think within the next, I don't think 100 years I think it's going to be the next that is going to be mainstream the next 5 to 10.
5 to 10?
I think the 5 to 10 years.
Wow.
Think about it. You could buy this machine for $15,000. I think it's just the maintenance on the machine. It's
15 for this machine.
Yeah, 15,000. And it blew my mind the other day. I was looking at 3D printers.
15? I mean, shoot, we may have to get up the call and just go ahead and buy one at this point.
Right. Yeah.
15.
That's crazy. Machine that you could print stuff like this. That stuff is made out of now. Like this is a nail file. All you have to do is throw a motor in there. But the housing is probably 3D printed. You can buy that for like $300 a 3D printer.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of the in-home 3D printers because I have some friends that 3D print stuff. There's a brother that does that too.
It's common. I say 10 years ago, 3D printing just hit the market.
Yeah, that's true.
So now you can get one for $300. Like they're like easy bake ovens now. They're everywhere.
Yeah. In-house too. You just have it
in-house
in your home. That's
so
crazy.
Think about it. So 5 to 10 years from now, these are hitting the market now. 10 years from now, all these builders are going to have 3D printed homes. I think
it's time for us to acquire 3D printing machines to then sell to these home builders.
Right.
That's
think
the
about
business.
It. And I want to say one other thing that's priming it up is that it's hard. And I'm me as a real estate investor, I'm having issues with this right now. It's hard to find people to work. It's hard to find.
Nobody wants to work, man.
Nobody wants to work. So now if I can get a machine that doesn't get tired, doesn't get sick, I want that. Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah. So that's the thing is like, man, people are getting more and more lazy. It's harder to find good workers. It's harder to find good crews. Most crews don't complete the job, or they do just the bare minimum. They don't have any pride in the job. A machine is going to be the same. It's going to be standard.
Standard. Yeah. Yeah. There goes that standard word. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I see it.
I think it's coming. It's prime. And the people are demanding on the affordability side. I think the labor is as well. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead.
And I got two more. You know. So
Okay.
I know we're approaching the hour, but yeah, go ahead.
No, no. I was just gonna say anything to get the younger generation to be able to get into homes again. Um, I think would be amazing. And if it comes down to 3D printing homes where you can do it for, a dime a dozen, then so be it,
Well, I think we're going to get these themed villages that's coming. This to be, kind of lofty here for a second. I think it's going to be to where, all right, I got all these cheaper homes, but all of them are themed different.
Right. To give them that human touch.
Flair, so
Mhm.
it's going to be about the interior, how you design the interior.
Right.
Also, I'm pretty sure you could probably, just like it, a builder now, they have different floor plans. You have, all right, I got 5 of this floor plan, 5 of this pro. And
Right.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna be able to mix it up. And I'm pretty sure that most people don't care. Is it gonna fall down? No. Okay. All right. Give me that.
Yeah, I mean, what is your take on that? Like the skepticism behind AI powered society. Do you think there's enough people out there that are gonna put their heels in the dirt and say, hold on now, wait a minute. I need a home, but I'm not trying to get no robot built home now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're gonna have that. I want a traditional home. You're gonna have that for a little while, and then
Eventually.
but you got a lot. I had a dinner with a client last night. We went to Papados, but they about to buy a house. They about to build a house, and they talking about a barn dominium.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So
And that might as well be the same.
Right. So
Same
you
book,
buy a
different
metal
page.
building and you're closing it in. So
Right.
this is higher end folks. They were looking at $1 million houses, like, no, for the same price, I can get more bang for my buck if I get a barn dominium.
Yeah, and put that out on 20 acres and be good. 30
Yeah,
acres and be solid.
Yeah, so I think it's new creative ways of people getting houses. Is going to be the future. They have these, shipping container homes.
Homes, yeah.
So I think that's going to be a thing.
And
so
let alone talk about the short rental market. That in itself, I feel like is going to be ways to really, create a spectacle out of it. Stay in this 3D printed home at B&B or Verbo Homes. And it's like this 3D printed stuff. It'll definitely make it splash for sure.
Gotcha. Before we get to the last two, slight intermission here. I want to go ahead and bring in my 30-second. No, I think it's 45-second commercial here. If you're looking for a side hustle, because I think the side hustle is going to be the future. Don't forget my parent company, Nexa Lending, launched this BDM program, which is a business development manager. If you want to get paid for having a mortgage conversation, sending out business and marketing business, we're hiring right now. You can become a BDM. I'll get you onboarded. Here goes the 45-second commercial. Go ahead and enjoy that, and then we'll be back with the last two clips here. I think it's supposed to be going here. What the hell? On a second. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing here.
You good.
Yeah, hold on a second. Here we go. If you're a realtor and you're not getting paid for the mortgage conversations you're already having, we need to talk. You're speaking to buyers, sellers, past clients, your sphere every single day. And every time financing comes up, you're creating opportunity, but you're earning zero from it. At Nexa Lending, we've built a compliant business development manager program that lets you get paid for the business you generate without becoming a loan officer. No licensing, no quoting rates, no collecting docs. You simply connect people. We handle the mortgage. You get paid as a W-2 business development employee. Refinances, your CRM, your Sphere, other agents you introduce. You're already creating the business, now you monetize it. If you're serious about adding a real additional income stream this year, click the link, message me directly, and let's get you activated in under 10 minutes. And like I said, that was all AI. That's not really my voice, but but it is really my voice. So, that's crazy. It's an AI clone. Let's get to these last two clips, and then we'll be out. We're making pretty good time here. All right. Can you see the screen there?
Mm-hmm.
Previous post that 20 years from now, we might look back and forget that Tesla even made cars. You guys thought I was just hyping it up, but I wasn't, because history has shown it over and over again. Generational companies rarely go on to continue to make their first product. They often become timeless and really win over the long term because of the capabilities that they built early on. For example, Toyota didn't even start by making cars. It started with automatic textile looms, but they built a capability around automation, precision, and quality control. And those principles were the foundation that led to Toyota Motors. Shell didn't start as an energy giant. It started by actually importing seashells and commodities. Of course, like why else would it be named that, right? The real asset they were building wasn't the product. It was actually the global shipping routes, logistics, trading infrastructure. And that ended up translating perfectly into oil and gas. Nokia is another story. They started by making rubber boots, paper, and electronics. But over time, they built deep manufacturing and electronics expertise, and then decided to go all in on telecom in the 90s. 7-Eleven started by selling blocks of ice. But when they were delivering this ice to people's homes, they realized that people needed other types of staple goods. Ice kept the refrigerator cold, but we need milk, eggs, bread, and out pops the world's first convenience store. 3M, listen to this one. I didn't know this before, but 3M stands for Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing. Well, their mining clearly failed, and they ended up mining this useless material. So they had to start building a capability in material science and product experimentation to actually find a use for this material. And that culture led to thousands of innovations, including the Post-it notes that are all over the house. Fun fact, Google's 20% time was actually based on 3M's 15% time. Early in the 1940s, 3M was encouraging their engineers to actually have these 15% side quests. I mean, I can go on and on, but here's the real lesson for founders. Your first product, that's the wedge, but your capabilities that you build over time, that's the company. Markets will change, your product will have to change, but if that foundation is right, the company will be able to keep finding its next form, because products, those will evolve, but the foundation, that compounds. And when I said in the previous post that 20 years from now,
Well, actually, that flowed pretty well. You know how the clips flowed pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't say so myself. I think I'm first on this one, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It goes perfect to what we're saying, that don't get tunnel vision on you have to get tunnel vision on success, but that success might morph and evolve over time. And especially as technology gets more and more advanced. So yeah, get tunnel vision on success, but success might look different 5 years from now.
Right. Right.
You know, so that's the thing. So like I said, even with real estate, like even for me, I'm seeing the writing on the wall that, hey, 20 years from now, when I retire 20 years from now, there might not be a thing called loan officer. There might be a thing of the past. So I would be naive to think that I'm gonna retire as a mortgage broker, when that might be like a telegram, a singing telegram guy, or or a typewriter repair guy. That might be one of those professions.
Right.
So I'm already looking at businesses to buy and businesses to get into. Also, I'm building my brand as an influencer. So, just as an influencer, you could be whatever you want as far as an entrepreneur. So
Right.
just building your brand. So, like you said, the Roberts Legacy Group might be venture capitalists 5 years from now.
Right.
Might morph to something else. But don't let that. My mentor, Mattress Mac, always used to say, always look 10 years forward, but don't be afraid to embrace change. One thing's constant is going to be change.
Yeah.
So don't let this be your end all and then give up and I'm depressed, it didn't work out, and that, Because like I said, my first venture when I made my first, my first million was in video stores. And in 2007, the iPhone 7 the iPhone 1 kind of, it had a thing of the past real quick. And then everything by 2010, I had this, I sold my last store. So I had video stores that I never would have thought, that I thought it was just gonna switch mediums. I thought, all right, we got DVDs now, it's gonna be Blu-ray here, then they're gonna come out with something else, they're gonna come out with something else. I never seen this coming. Like, all right, we're gonna just kill the whole medium.
Yeah.
I never seen that coming, so and this is about to be, they about to kill this year.
Yeah, with what?
We did a couple of podcasts back. Apple's about to come out with the AI pen. It's gonna replace the phone.
What?
Yeah,
I'm trying to even wrap my mind on what that would even look like or be like.
So the AI pen is going to be, you sit it on your lapel and it records everything. It records your whole day, so it's intuitive. All right. You're talking about a burger at Five Guys. All right, well, here's the menu. Boom, you got your iPad. All right, Five Guys menu. You want us to order it? Boom, it's gonna be, AI is gonna be integrated totally with your life.
Right. Wow. That's crazy.
So
that's crazy. I mean, yeah, I think that what the video had to say is definitely facts. And like you said, like you can't be scared of change, and the only thing that's going to be consistent is change. And I think that really the other consistencies is the principles that you bring to the table with the work that you do. And you're not so attached to the product or attached to the business layout of the business structure. And it's more attached to the principles that you bring to the business that could be applied to anywhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, you know how people say, you got to fall in love with the process and not the product.
Right.
I feel like it's the same mindset, especially when it comes to, dealing with innovation, dealing with disruptors, dealing with AI, dealing with, industries constantly at flux and changing. You can't really control that, but you can control the principles you bring to whatever endeavor that you decide to embark on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, I think if you keep that at the forefront, if you keep that at the foundation of your structure, then anything and everything that you want can be yours.
Right. It don't matter if you keep the principles. KRS once said this. I never said this on air, but this is something I used to say 20 years ago all the time. KRS once said this in a lecture that he had. He said, it's like a house. Your foundation, your principles are your foundation.
Right.
If you don't have those principles, the house, whatever you try to build, gonna come crumbling down. Right. So, certain things that I stand by. I'm not a thief. I do this. I do that. I do this. This is my foundation, and then I build on everything else.
Right.
So certain things I won't compromise. Certain things I'm not. I'm going to. When you hear Brandon B. Dixon, you're always going to be hearing something about entrepreneurism, something about going to get some money. You're not going to hear gossip. You've been knowing me for at least a year or two, a couple of years. Have I ever came across as gossipy or soapy? You're gonna hear ideas. You're gonna hear this.
Never.
That is Brandon B. Dixon. That is one of my principles. So everything else I could build upon that. And then you could build a house because you got a strong foundation. So anything else, a man without principles, a man that will switch side, I can't trust. I can't do business because you're gonna fall for everything.
Yeah. No, I totally agree and hear you on that, man. And I feel like it shows too, when stuff gets hard and you got to pivot, you got to change the way you're doing things. And some people that can't get with it, man, it's not so much that they can't get with the technology; it's just that foundational formula is off.
Right, they don't have a foundation. Right.
Yeah.
Let's run into the last one. The last one I like to end it off with something motivational and something inspirational to take into the week. So let's let this last one go ahead and roll up out of here.
The newborn baby sleeping on the floor looked at $1 million check and said, no. His own blood almost fought him on the flight home. To the hood, he was a fool who just fumbled the ultimate bag, but he didn't see a ticket out. He saw a golden leash. They didn't want to make him rich. They wanted to own his masters forever. So instead of selling his soul, he took $25,000 in raw street cash, tracked down Michael Jackson's lawyer, and paid for one conversation, just to learn how the trap was built. The lawyer gave him the game. Major labels only do two things. They act like a bank for the loan and a truck to deliver the CDs. He dropped $200,000 of his own hustle money on the table and told the billion-dollar label, I don't need your bank. I'm just using your trucks. By keeping 100% of his art, the math completely flipped. Selling 100,000 independent records made him richer than mainstream stars selling 1 million. The man who chose the dirt floor so he could build a $250 million empire was Master P. A man with a newborn.
Bam, I'll let you go get first crack at it.
Yeah, no, I mean that's amazing. That's beautiful. And what's crazy is I started watching the video because you sent them to me, but I didn't actually finish it to hear that was a real story of Master P, man. So, I mean, I think it's valid. You know what I mean? Especially, I mean, look at the background, man. Home ownership, more importantly, ownership. I feel like you got to have that vision for your life. Like literally the literal intro to the podcast talking about your vision and why you get up in the morning and doing the things that you do. You got to be able to have that vision to be that far sighted when the carrots being dangled in front of you, and also piggybacking off the last one, that foundation, having your principles, you know what I mean? So it's like, nowadays you might see the get rich quick scheme. You might see this, we can throw you this, that, the third. We can get you in these rooms and get you this type of money and around these type of people. But it's short lived, you know what I mean? And so I think that it's important that as owners and inspiring owners to have that vision for your life, so you can be able to stiff arm that carrot when it comes your way, because you got bigger and greater things that you're trying to do. You know what I mean?
Right. It was just like I said. That's why it was a good segue, because I just talked about the principles. He stuck to his principles. Like, nah, I'm not. I want to be an owner. I don't want to just be a certified or glorified employee.
Right.
And that's basically what you are when you take this the easy money. And this is metaphorical, so many different things. How many people take the easy way out because it looks easy now, and they think they guise it in, hey, I made it. And you actually tricked yourself into not getting to your goals. You think you made it, but you monetarily you're not there because you took the easy way out. So, and then the third thing would be, how many people are going to invest in themselves, take their own cash?
Not many.
And double down on, all right, I believe in myself so much, I'm gonna pay $25,000 just for a conversation.
Right.
How many people are going to do that?
Not a lot.
Yeah, then I'm gonna take $200,000. Hey, I just want to use Porty. I don't want to sign. I want to keep my masters, but I just want to use your trucks. Your distribution. I think it was priority. It was his distribution. So let me just use priority to get the stuff out there in the stores, but I'm keeping all the money.
Right.
So that was a ballsy move. I mean, just sticking to your principles. And like you said, he had a baby on the floor, sitting on a pallet on the floor. Like, most people wouldn't have did that. Most people would have took that money and then it would have been a blip.
Right.
He took it. He took that chance and built a legacy. And that's how it goes. It's the I'll say this story. I should have saved this clip, and then we can roll out real quickly. And I might incorporate this to the outro of the show. Did you freeze on me?
No, I'm here.
They got this clip of this guy that was a little short guy. I think he was in either high school or middle school. Right. And he started out and he's barely touching the rim. I don't know if you've seen this reel. And he's trying, we all went through this and we touched the rim. Then we might work out with some strength shoes or something like that. And then now he's grabbing the rim with two hands. All right. Then the next clip, he's working out and he's doing all kind of stuff. Like I never thought about this. Now he's dunking with a tennis ball. All right. Then now then you see a volleyball. Then he's working out. He's doing hand cleans. He's doing jump squats. He's doing the with the bag where you jump on side the bag. He's doing all this stuff. Right. Now the last clip you see him, he's yoking a full basketball.
Crazy.
What I took out of that is that he had a goal in mind. He did everything he could, and he was determined to get that goal.
Right.
The difference between that guy and me is that when we did it, you probably did the same thing in high school and in junior high. We always trying to dunk. We always started with the tennis ball. But we didn't do anything extracurricular to make it happen. We just thought it was going to happen when it happened.
Right.
Eventually, I'm going to get up there. Am I lying?
No, you're not lying.
Like, man, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna be dunking. But did we do hand cleans? Did we do box jump? Were we deliberate in trying to make that happen quicker?
Right. No, I mean, I definitely feel it, man. I definitely feel that. And I think a really a bigger question than like, hey, are we putting in the work to do what needs to be done for this younger generation?
Right.
How are we putting them in the position to even curate that dream, to even curate that foundation? Because I feel like a lot of people nowadays don't even feel like they have a vision. They don't have a vision. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know. And there's so much information out there. There's so much things that could be done, so much ways to make money, so much this, so much that, so many industries. It's like you see a lot of people just jumping from thing to thing to thing to thing. Right. And there's not like this rooted, like,
there's no grit.
This is my dream. This is my big goal. Right. And I'm gonna bring it back to AI. I feel like because the AI, the quick 1-2 prompts, people don't have enough time to sit in that quiet place and actually truly critically be like, what do I want out of this life? What do I truly desire out of this life? What is my vision? And I feel like we're flooded with this so much stuff too. It's like we start just seeing how other people are living and think to ourselves, oh, like maybe I would like that, or maybe I would like this. And then they start doing things and it's like, 3 months in, oh, I'm gonna quit because I'm not seeing nothing come out of it. Right. And in actuality, it may not be that they don't have the grit. It may not be that they don't have that tenacity to get it done, but it's just like they're chasing things that aren't actually truly what their themselves or soul desires. And they don't even know what it is because they haven't even spent the time with themselves to know themselves enough to really be like, this is what I want and I'm gonna get it. So,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think you can. It's all on how you use it. You can use AI.
You've been down that hill, Brandon. He said, no, but it comes to the individual. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I use AI all the time for quiet time. All right, what do you think? All right, what do you think about this idea? Analyze this idea juxtaposed to this idea. What do you think mainstream? Give me a rating on this and this. You got to know how to prompt the thing. Give me an analysis based on. I have AI. I got my next 4 books lined up. I was thinking about a book idea. What do you think based on these other 2 books? What do you think based on my brand and what I'm trying to portray? How do you think this particular book would fit in? And AI was honest with me. I don't think it goes to your brand because this, that, and the third. Blah, blah, blah. So I could use AI to critical think and brainstorm. It's all on how you use it. If you're using it like Google or just a tutor to write your papers, yeah, you're not going to get much out of it. But I'm using it to enhance my thinking. Instead of trying to run it past other individuals, it's going to give me statistics and data, which I like. But, I'm not an advocate. I mean, I am an advocate for AI, because I like to embrace the technology. I was the first loan officer with a podcast. So, I like to embrace technology, but I'm not afraid to be principled and have my feet on earth as well. I don't think it's going to be the end all be all. You got to use that thing. But Man, I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate anytime you want to come on, just let me know, man. Every Monday, 9 p.m. Any last thoughts you want to throw on the crowd? Don't forget to tell them, reiterate where they can find you.
Yeah. Well, first, Brandon, I just want to say thank you for the last thing. I want to say thank you for the invite on the podcast, man. It was some dope conversation. Follow me on Instagram, the Donovan Roberts. We also got the Roberts Legacy Group. Y'all can Google us. We're on HAR, Houston Association of Realtors. We're with Berkshire Hathaway. And you guys can get in contact with me, call, text, 713-582-9079. That's 713-582-9079 for any and all realtor services.
Got you, man. And with that being said, man, we'll see y'all next week. Peace.